So I'm Charlotte McLeod with Resource Investing News, and I'm here today at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference with Joe Ovsenek, Executive Vice President at Pretium Resources. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Oh, thanks. So to start off, just last week, Pretium closed a non-brokered private placement for $80 million. How did you manage to raise so much money in today's tough markets?
I think that financing speaks to the quality of the Brucejack project. High quality project, great reserves, and the fact we're located in British Columbia. You put those three things together and you can raise money in this market.
Okay, great. And so all of that money, what are you going to be using it for? What are your plans this year?
That money is dedicated for development of a mine at Brucejack. We're currently in the permitting process. We expect to get our BC environmental permits late March, early April. With those in hand, the construction permits will follow on after that. And we expect to start construction in May or June of this year. And then there's a 2-year build after that. So that $100 million or $80 million from Zijin Mining will be dedicated for construction.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So Pretium seems to be a pretty divisive company. Already today, I've seen big fans, I've seen people who are skeptical about the geology. So how do you explain the geology in the project to people who might be a little confused?
Well, I think, in essence, the pundits have to have something to talk about. From our perspective, anyone who's been to site, been underground, seen our resources, heard what we're planning to do, they're all on side and they can understand what we're planning on doing. So we don't see any issue with that. Zijin Mining, prior to investing $80 million in our company, they completed extensive due diligence, underground, geology, mining, environmental, as well as social. So a lot of due diligence went into that, and they agree with us, and we're moving forward and towards production.
Okay, right. So it sounds like the company is really all about creating shareholder value. And clearly the company's share price is up about 30% in the last year. So you're doing that. What are the strategies that you're following there?
Our focus is on execution. We set out what we plan on doing and how we're going to do it, and then we deliver on that. So we've been delivering on our plans to move Brucejack forward to production. And as I say, we should have our permits in the end of Q1, early Q2, and start construction after that. So people are seeing that we're doing what we say we are going to do.
Okay, so sort of on a different note, today we saw Goldcorp announce that it's going to acquire probe mines. How does that, should investors be excited about that? How do you see that?
I think it's a boost for the gold mining industry. It shows that the majors they see a bright future ahead in the gold mining industry and are willing to invest a lot of money in it. From a Pretium perspective, our focus is on building a mine at Brucejack. So we don't get caught up in this day-to-day other than seeing the news and what's happening around us, but we try to keep our focus just on building a mine and getting in production.
Okay, and on a similar note, are there any other junior companies that you are watching aside from yourself? Or?
We're focused on building the mine, so we don't really have a chance to look at a lot of other companies. We were set up to buy this project and move it forward to production, and so we don't want to dilute down that focus.
Yeah, of course, that's how it should be. All right, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I'm Charlotte McLeod with Resource Investing News. Pretium trades on the TSX and the NYSE under the symbol PVG.